Hi everyone, let me share you some biographical pieces about Rizal's life, works, and writings today. Ang background po na song na aking gagamitin sa video na ito ay ang kundiman ni Dr. Jose Rizal. Itong kundiman ay isinulat ni Dr. Jose Rizal bilang isang tula at binigyang tono ng isang multi-awarded composer na si Jessa Lucas. Ito ay isinulat ni Dr. Jose Rizal sa Tagalog noong September 12, 1891. Ang theme nitong kundiman ay ang kanyang intense love sa kanyang motherland. Ito yung ating bansa, Philippines. Sabi nga, this piece reflects his high hopes that one day, the Philippines would be free from treachery and injustice. At the time, the country faced great threats while he was in Europe. So, okay then, let's enjoy listening to the song while I'm sharing some of our national hero, Dr. Rizal, rare artworks. So here's one that I'm gonna share. This is the wood sculpture by Dr. Jose Rizal. This is an extremely rare and historically important wood sculpture. So Jose Rizal made this rare sculpture in the last years of his life. An oval bas relief wood sculpture carved from the single piece of heavy wood, possibly Nara, and measuring 39 inches long, 18.5 inches wide, and 2.5 inches high. The sculpture features a young man. So makikita natin half-dressed in gym clothes of the time, lifting weights in a typical exercise stance. At Leon Gallery in Legazpi, Makati sits a curiosity. Director Jaime Ponce de Leon considers it a national treasure. So the piece is a single-piece hardwood relief depicting a man, unquestionably Filipino, dressed in European strongman shorts and lifting a dumbbell. His barrel-chested torso bare on full display. So it is also a rare manifestation of the frustration experienced by the sculptor Dr. Jose Rizal, who created it sometime during his exile in Dapitan in the last years of his life. So makikita natin naman, it says here, the way the wood is being incised and chopped, you can see that he's mad. Okay, from an article. So he's angry. He wanted to put that across. The work of the Filipino is remarkable for its lack of polish. Unlike previous sculptures done in a soapstone and terracotta, Rizal exhibits a rather heavy hand in his process, leaving jagged grooves and scratches on its surface. The subject himself is surrounded by a thin halo of unvarnished, unpolished wood grain. It's rough to the touch. There is an air of anger, of boredom, and of angst among the Filipino, and curator Lisa Nakpil believes that it was born of Rizal's protest against how Filipinos were viewed at the time of savages. The way the wood is being incised, sabi nga niya, the way the wood is being incised and chopped, you can see that he's mad. He's angry. He wanted to put that across, she says. Now he's in the pitan. He's marooned. He's probably in his mind. He's thinking. He's full of things that he wants to express. And because we know he wrote Indolentia, we know that that topic has been percolating in his mind, sabi nga ni Lisa Nakpil. So, according also to Phil Abadisio of Leon Gallery, this is one of the Rizal's work that was hidden in the old Congress building during the war. They were hidden there because it was the most fortified, and it was also used by the Japanese to hide during the end of the war. So the Americans heavily bombarded the building, so what's left of Rizal's work is extremely rare and historically important. So this is the one of those works that we wish would end up with a Filipino collector. It should belong to the nation, the Filipino people. So when I visit the Leon Gallery website, it's not already there. So Maybe nabili na siya kasi hindi ko na siya nakita. And another rare Rizal gem, a sketch featured in the National Library. Rizal had psychic tendencies. There were many instances when Rizal's dream mirrored the future. One such dream was one he had on December 30, 1892. According to Rizal without the overcoat, this is a book. Rizal wrote in an entry in his journal dated January 1, 1883. January 1, 1883. 2 nights ago, I had a frightful nightmare when I almost died. Sabi niya, I dreamed I was imitating an actor in a scene in which he dies. I felt vividly that my breath was failing and I was rapidly losing strength. Then my vision became dim and dense darkness, like that of nothingness overpowered me. The anguish of death. So disturbingly, Rizal was executed on the same day, 13 years later. So that was December 30, 1896. So aside from being an artist, Dr. Rizal was also a keen anthropologist in 1886. He went to Germany after his training in Paris under the ophthalmologist Louis de Wecker. In the course of his travel, he immersed himself in German scholarship, where he met Adolf Meyer of the Royal Zoological, Anthropological, Ethnographic Museum in Dresden, the naturalist Fedor Hagor, the ethnologist Wilhelm Joest, Joest, and the scientist Rudolf Virchow. His encounter introduced him to German anthropology and became the first Asian member of the Berlin Society of Anthropology in January 1887. He was nominated as a fellow of the Berlin Geographical Society, where he presented a paper on the Tagalog art of poetry, to which he noted the uniqueness of the Tagalog rhyme bearing no likeness in form with the Spanish or European poetry construct. When he was exiled in Dapitan from 1892 to 1896, he managed to finish the work on the Tagalog grammar that he intended to publish. He also planned to make a dictionary of the different languages and dialects in the Philippines with text in English, Spanish, and French, but in order to do so, he needed his library, which he left in Hong Kong. Among the exchange of letters between him and the scholar Ferdinand Blumentritt, one contained the information about Dr. Rizal's research on Philippine witchcraft, which he wanted to expand in topics relating to mysteries and superstitious beliefs of the Filipinos. So meron na talaga nito yung mga Filipinos even before the Spaniards came in the Philippines. Dr. Rizal also busied himself in collecting different artifacts. Mahilig din siya mag-collect, like the two-pointed objects used by the Subanon for fishing, which were sent to Mayer in exchange for books. He also informed Mayer through a letter his desire to spend weeks with the Subanon and Moro people because he believed that there were a lot about them to be studied. Diba? So during his stay in Germany, Dr. Rizal donated textiles and other ethnographic materials to the Berlin Ethnological Museum in 1887, which were collected from different regions in the Philippines, most of which were from Mindanao. Some of the textiles include pinya barong, ginagamit pa rin to hanggang ngayon. Baro and shawl, ginagamit pa rin minsan. Abagobo attire, Amandaya baby carrier, and a Tivoli abaca tube skirt. Other items he collected for Berlin and other institutions include a kalikot, This is a bamboo tube used for mincing and mixing betel chewing concoction. Pang-ani, the harvest knife. Cuerda para atar el gallo. This is rope to tie roosters. Para sa mananabong. Cepillos de diente hechos de Cepillos de diente hechos de corteja. Di ba? Native toothbrush. Salakot de plata. Ieta. This is a silver-lined headgear which he noted to be his. And sulpakan. This is a traditional lighter which he gave to Ferdinand Blumentritt. Some of the ethnographic materials are with the Royal Zoological Museum interested. This desire to assemble and donate collections may have been influenced by Dr. Rizal's visit in the Museum of Artillery in Paris in 1883. He noted how the costumes and weapons of the people of the Borneo were displayed but found none representing the people of the Philippines. Thus, he contributed those ethnographic materials in important European museums not solely for scientific study, but to emphasize that the different groups in the Philippines had highly sophisticated practices and were not primitives as generally regarded. Okay, so that's all for today. That's all what I can share for you. And thank you for watching. Bye. See you again.